This past year has featured a lot of existential despair when it comes to the state of art and the entertainment industry. Between the dawn of AI and the implosion of Hollywood blockbusters, many people are concerned about ongoing work for artists, the integrity of art itself, and the future of our very culture. And as somebody who loves reading and writing, I've been thinking a lot about this issue. I mean, people were uploading so much AI content to Amazon that they had to put a daily publishing limit. It took Frank Herbert 6 years to write Dune. It took C.S. Lewis 10 years to write The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And it took J.R.R. Tolkien 17 years to write The Lord of the Rings. So for 2025, I'm making a New Year's resolution. If you're sick and tired of just hearing people complain or complaining about the state of the world and AI, if you're afraid of being replaced by AI and you're worried for the future of the arts, then start by becoming irreplaceable, by making art instead of content. The relationship between business and the arts has always been complex, and there's a huge amount of ambiguity around what makes something art and when business begins to compromise that. I mean, what is art? We know, and we don't. But when talking about storytelling, movies, television, books, I think the concept becomes a little bit clearer. See, with every movie studio buying up all the properties, the idea of content has become extremely prevalent. This is true for both the film and the publishing industries. Money isn't given for high-quality work. It's given for quantity. And in this instance, you can have too much of a good thing, or a mediocre thing. In this age of streaming services and book subscriptions, the value of a singular narrative has begun to deteriorate. I'm well aware that historically to work as an artist for a living was a rare and valuable thing, but in the 21st century, with titans like Amazon and Disney at the forefront of creative industries, we've become increasingly obsessed with content as such. With a captive audience of consumers, streamers must provide an endless, ever-brilliant library of content just to break even. This phenomenon is not exclusive to the 21st century. Think back to serial publishing of the 1800s. To make money and reach a broader audience, authors would write their books one chapter at a time, publishing them periodically in magazines and journals. That's why Dickens' books are so long. He was literally paid by the word. Now, I'm not in the business of complaining. Making art is a privilege, and I think opportunities on social media like YouTube, Instagram, whatever it might be, opportunities even like this channel are incredible and owed entirely to the fans that created them. On the other hand, I think that the modern entertainment industry is destroying, artistic storytelling as we understand it. Movie after movie is released into theaters, only to be funneled into streaming platforms before anyone has the time to buy movie tickets. And court documents released about the publishing industry reveal the horrifying truth that only a few authors are making up the vast majority of company sales. And look at the content: Rings of Power, Star Wars Acolyte, Agatha All Along. They're cheap attempts at engaging already existing fan bases. They're derivative of a derivative, not standing on their own, but on the shoulders of giants and the storytelling geniuses who came before them. And this commercialization is, I think, why we're so obsessed with reboots and retellings and sequels and franchises, as opposed to creating new and original content. So let's return to the question of what is art? Art has often been analyzed as being a combination of form plus content, a perspective which originates from the philosopher Bosanquet in particular. The content is the subject matter, while the form is the medium or delivery method. Your average Joe could probably paint a decent landscape, the content, and it would be generally uninteresting. But your artist can take an ugly image and use the materials, the skills that they have to make it interesting and make it beautiful. The form wedded to content. That's art. It's not a perfect definition, but at the end of the day, we all kind of intuitively know what art is. We also know what art isn't. When it comes to movies and books, I'm not saying that everything has to be A24 and Shakespeare. There's obviously room for varying levels of complexity. You can make a filet mignon or a burger. I don't care. But make sure you're using real meat. People used to want to be artists and craftsmen. Now, recent surveys show that over 50% of Gen Z want to be influencers or content creators. We want fame. We want to influence, even if we lack the knowledge, understanding, or ability to do so. This temptation is utterly human. And frankly, it's something that I struggle with even myself. Fame and money can accomplish a lot. but they are not the only measures of success. In fact, they may be just occasional byproducts. Content sells, products sell. Art has meaning beyond commerce. It's valued by human beings because humanity is what makes art valuable in the first place. But what we are seeing now is the consequence of overvaluing commercial success. The slow transition from meaningful art to mere content. The dwindling number of creative decisions made and artistic risks taken. Put simply, the abuse of beloved IPs like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. And sadly, these failed projects are destroying the faith of the fans, dulling the luster of the IPs, and fostering resentment all around. I see comments all the time claiming that, the latest Marvel show is so bad it must be written by AI, or maybe it is written by AI. Do I think that modern Hollywood projects have been outsourced to Skynet? No, at least not yet, but rest assured, they will be. AI will take over content. Art-adjacent industries, the ones that artists have worked in to help pay the bills when passion projects don't, will likely disappear. But that's what happened before. As much as it may not seem like it, I made this video to encourage you, to encourage myself, to encourage Hollywood studios. Make art that actually matters. Master your craft. Push yourself constantly. I want to purify my creative intentions. To make art, not content. And I think if Hollywood or any other creative storytellers out there want true success, then they should do the same. But these are just my thoughts and opinions on the matter, on the new year. I mean, what are your New Year's resolutions for 2025? What do you think about this distinction between art versus content? And what, original stories would you like to see coming out of the Hollywood and the publishing industry in the next few years? As always, if you want early access to my content, be able to vote on future videos, and just support this channel and everything that we're doing over here, please go ahead and check out the Patreon in the description down below. And as always, keep reading, keep writing, and I will see you all in the next video.